Should have a sound effect.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Do You Convert Live. We've got some fun stuff to share with you today because we're going to be talking about the Builder Show and do a recap with our lovely guests. Look at this, who we have here. The one, the only Kevin Oakley joining us on Do You Convert Live. Hello, Kevin.
Good to be back. It's
Yes.
been a while since I've been on the Facebooks live.
That's right. We got to see your face and hear your voice. And then we've got Jen Barkin, as always.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. And we're talking about the Builder Show, and we're doing a recap. Before we do that, I always like to give a little shout out to the other content we have flowing out there. Kevin and Andrew with Market Proof Marketing. We love that podcast. Make sure you're tuning into that. Jen's pumping out great interviews with online sales specialists all across the country on the opt-in episodes. So check that out, and other content that's streaming on doyouconvert.com. So go check it out there. But we're going to talk about the Builder Show. Before we get off to that, Jen, tomorrow is a special day.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jen's 3rd year anniversary. 3 years with Do You Convert. Oh my goodness, time flies.
I can't believe it. It's crazy. 3 years. Like, that is like, wow.
Yep. Smash a little heart for Jen. Say good job, Jen. We're excited.
It does seem like it's, before we were talking and Mike inadvertently said 1 year, but that's because it just feels like it hasn't been that long. Like, it's just,
I know.
It's flown.
Yeah. Here's what's interesting too, is thinking, like, sometimes I get wake up in a panic and I go, what would happen if Jen wasn't here? Like, that would be a huge problem. We're so glad that you are here with us all the time. Thanks, Jen. We don't want anything to happen to you.
Yeah.
Make sure you stay safe. Hey, so here's the other thing too. The Builder Show was last week, and Kevin, you wrote a blog post that got a lot of comments talking about.
It did. I was shocked because normally,
that was awesome.
Comment below, and there's crickets, and nobody, people will comment that they saw it, and you're like, why didn't you comment then? But for some reason, everyone wanted to help each other.
Yeah, how to survive the Builder Show. We joked around because it's like, no, seriously, like, you've got to wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah. So the inspiration, actually, I keep stealing from Disney, because as we were getting ready to go to Disney on YouTube, all the channels it's like the top 5 things not to do at Disney, the top 3 things never to eat at Disney, the top 2 restaurants to never go to at Disney. And because I was doing it somewhat in a jest format, I totally ignored my business partner, Mike Lyon's most number one piece of advice, which was to hydrate, because I took it as sarcasm.
No.
And, it is. Seriously.
When you're in the desert, you better hydrate.
Totally. Yeah. I was saying that I felt like the Vegas air just sucks. Like, it just sucks everything out of you. Like, Thais and I were talking about, we need extra moisturizing.
Thank goodness I brought my lip balm, or I would have.
It is no joke. It is dry out there.
Well, hopefully, if you're tuning in and you were at the Builder Show, let us know. Tell us what your favorite thing that you saw, heard, favorite person you met. We always love to get the comments. That's what Do You Convert Live is for, so we can have some interaction. Ingrid, it's good to see you on here. Ingrid was one of our panelists.
Oh, man.
As well. She did a fantastic job. So let's just kind of go around the horn and give a little bit of a recap. Or something big, that was an aha moment for you, something that you saw, something even in your own presentations. Kevin had 2 great presentations. Andrew Peak, who's not with us today, he's in Disney right now.
Yep.
Good for him. And then Jen, he had a presentation. Jen had a great presentation with online sales specialists and managers. So why don't we just kind of go around? We'll start with Jen. Ladies first. Go for it, Jen.
Gosh, do we have all day? I have so many things to talk about, but let's talk about first. I had the pleasure of speaking with some great industry peers, and it was a presentation that was, I keep saying this because this was no joke. We made history at IBS this year with this panel because it was 3 people who had been in the seat, or 4, including me as the moderator, online sales specialists. They had worked on site as a salesperson, and now they're managing both online sales and on site. So it was like a trifecta of awesomeness on there. Right. And for them to be able to share their experiences And to see them do that was so great. And, our presentation was focusing on, the front end, the online sales engagement, what happens at the beginning of the buyer's journey, what happens with the handoff process, and then on-site. And one thing after I gave the presentation and then had some more time to think about it, we talk about the handoff process, and it's like it starts here and then you hand it off to sales. And we always talk about the baton and not dropping the baton. But I feel like this is becoming more fluid. It's more than really a handoff. It's more like online is flowing into on-site more, and on-site is flowing into online more. So I think that's something should be. I think that's something that we've really got to think about in 2020. And when I think about like myself, I work from home. There's more and more people that work from home now, right? We work from home. I get groceries delivered to my home. I work out at home. I'm shopping for a new home at home. And for me to get in my car and to go out to a model home, I've got to have a really compelling reason to do that. And I've got to have really upfront information, and I got to feel good about it. Right. And so I think online has really got to spend more time with that buyer, setting them up for a really compelling experience when they do go out on site. So that was kind of big aha moment for me.
Yeah, the Andy did such a great job. Alyssa did such a great job.
Oh, they were amazing.
Just kind of talking about the challenges that they face. Building a team that works.
Yeah.
Together. That's absolutely imperative now. And here's what's. I'll jump in on this, and then we'll go to Kevin. So I'll kind of take, some of the hearing presentations on all different sides of the. You got marketing, you've got sales, you've got customer experience, you've got online sales. When you look at this, what we've noticed even with our own clients after the show and sentiment and feedback from the show is the market didn't slow down at the end of this last year. It kept going, and everybody's going, well, we thought it was going to kind of take a breath like it did last year. And then Meow picks up at the first year. It's been steamrolling through. Yep. And we can really get away with a lot of, we can kind of cheat on a lot of things. And so part of it is just kind of, we're setting a boatload of appointments. We're getting all this stuff going. Yes, stuff is happening, but that customer experience going all the way throughout the process and being seamless is not always there. They're experiencing something really great, maybe on the front end and from the online sales side. And then they get over and do the handoff, and it just is like, this is a hard break. And that's the part. How can we make that as seamless as possible? How can we work together as a team? So that was a big, I think as a people are starting to pay attention and think about that more than just online over here, on site over there. So that was a big takeaway. And the other thing too is it's a lot of, that show is a tremendous amount of work. And I just want to give props to all the presenters that present and all, everybody puts on Sales Central.
It's hard. Yeah.
They did a great job. So just kudos to everybody who's out there working it.
Yeah. You think of the green room or the speaker ready room as being this calm place where everyone gets, their bowl of green M&Ms and whatever drink you want. You're just kind of like, country club kind of. There's speaker ready room. It's like, holy smokes. You walk in there and everyone's just like, hi, nice to see you. Please leave me alone, because I got to get ready to deliver here. And it's intense. It's intense.
And there's Thais. We were popping up a message on there. She loves seeing everybody in person. Thais it's great to have her along. Thais Cuffey is our content maven events director. She was also the camera holder. I think her arm broke afterwards. She was holding that for so long. So she
definitely got the arm workout in.
Kevin, what about you, bud? What was the takeaway from you? What's something cool that happened at the show?
My main takeaway is that people really like eggs for breakfast. So Will Duderstadt and I hosted, I think this is the third or fourth year. We do it at PCBC sometimes as well, or other events, but we hosted a breakfast and around 30 folks turned out, all different disciplines, not just marketers. That's kind of the fun thing, is we started getting architects like Seth Hard and Roland Narnsey came out and joined us. Meredith Oliver's been there before. I think some other folks. So it's kind of cross disciplines as well, but in the industry, and tallied up the check at the end, and it was, I think, 19 eggs, 3 yogurt parfaits, 2 pancakes, and a waffle. So carbs are just not where people go for breakfast.
Guys, you heard it here first, right from Kevin Oakley.
Protein.
Yeah.
Eggs, protein is the meal of for breakfast. Yeah. That's good.
No, I think the market is incredibly hot right now, and the Super Bowl weekend is this weekend. And yes, I will be making more memes about new home selling season officially starting. But it's never really been about saying this is the time where you get ready. The whole point of that meme is be ready for whenever the market comes. So many years in the business, when I was a builder, you didn't get your sales goals for the year until February 15th, because there was still cleanup for the end of the year, budgets, and so this idea is always be ready. In fact, Andrew and I were looking at someone's flight of ads to run, and this particular builder just decided like November, December, they weren't going to run any paid search ads. June, July, no paid search ads, because the market's, well, in this scenario, you would lose out. You really have to be nimble and ready for the market whenever it arrives. And this year it's definitely there. So because of that, it was interesting hearing some things that I thought we had learned and moved away from starting to come back, because people were saying, well, I'm doing this and it's working. Newsflash. Almost everything is working right now. If you're having trouble selling, then you really have to be focused on product pricing and people, because it's all like, as one of my favorite comedians, John Acuff, says, the call is coming from inside the house in this hostage situation. And there's something going on inside the organization if you're not really hitting out of the park. And then, I think the other interesting thing was that the pre-sale without fail talk that I gave on Thursday. Yeah. I started out as a just trying to know the audience. Who here is an owner or a division president? And almost 70-80% of the room raised their hands. And it cracked me up, because I said, they sent you, didn't they? All the salespeople and marketers who keep saying, I'm all in on this process, but my owner keeps screwing it up because they get so nervous. And I've never had a response after a talk ever like this one, where those folks got it. So if you were lucky enough to get your owner or division president to come in the room, they got it and really seemed to understand and be excited about the process. But because the market's so good, my other main takeaway is a lot of people are, again, some lazy habits, or some marketers saying, well, I just don't, I don't need to do as much marketing. And especially in a pre-sale scenario, never get comfortable with big numbers ever, because it just doesn't translate in terms of a clean percentage to the end when the number gets too big. Just keep pushing, and I guess I'm going to say it this way. Let online sales and sales figure it out, right? Like, they're big boys and big girls. They can go in their CRM, adjust processes as needed, change different follow-up strategies, adjust. But as a marketer, you want to make sure you're focused on quality. But if you're getting high quality and high volume, that's okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. So if you're tuning in now or in the future, why don't you share some of your fun takeaways? Anything big that you took? We always love to get that feedback here. We'll give a little shout out to someone who's put in a tremendous amount of work and then took the stage.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Quentin Lear. There he is. We're showing his face up there. Quentin Lear's. That was fun to watch at the sales rally, because he's got so much, what do you want to call it?
Yeah.
IBS capital, builder show. Like, he's built up a tremendous amount of capital doing his fun interviews, that he's been doing over the year, working with the NAHBs, the nationals, and all of that. And then he took the stage, and it was fun because he's a salesperson he's an active salesperson. Yeah, there he is. Right. He's an active salesperson, sharing some of his tips and it was stuff that people were like, oh, why don't we talk about that more? Why don't we talk about our floor plans being the 2020 model and not the 2019 model? So there's a lot of cool things that he shared. So big shout out to Quint. That was fun to see him as well. Anything else? Anyone else pop up to you guys or stick out to you guys?
Let's talk about some award winners.
Oh yeah,
totally. Yeah. So we had a couple of phenomenal online sales teams. So this was the first year that I know of that they had online sales teams being recognized at the nationals. And shout out to Jesse Green and Faith Felix of Mungo Homes. They were silver award winners.
Yes, that was awesome.
And
marketing Mungo chicks.
Marketing Mungo chicks. Yeah, Mungo marketing chicks. Yep. And then Lacey Warburton and Tanner Brewster of Stylecraft.
That's right.
They won gold online sales team of the year.
Guys. That was awesome.
And then our friend Shantae Brown of My Homes was the gold online sales individual winner of the year. So that was so great to see them do that. I attended this year with Angela McKay was my date of Lasso. And it was so great to be able to see them win. So good job. I know it's a lot of hard work, right, that goes in, and it's cool to be acknowledged for your hard work. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Woohoo. It was awesome.
Yeah. I got to bring it back to Quint though, because as a marketer at the sales rally, what was so exciting to me is it's the first time very clearly from beginning to end, there were no excuses. And sometimes from the marketing end, some of that friction between sales and marketing comes is there's always this excuse or objection from sales of I just need this, I just need that. Can't you adjust this and that? And I think that's where a lot of the marketers that I've heard have responded really well to Quint's messages. Like, hey, I went through the downturn. I made the decision to stick to it. I might pull out a urine detector or a ghost detector. I might pull up a website because I'm going to leave it all on the floor, And that's, if you know Quint at all, whether you're talking to him on the phone, in person, selling, like he's going to leave it all out there. And if he loses, it's because it's not because he didn't try something, he's going to give it all. So I just think that message in today's market, especially where it is so good, kind of what I was saying earlier, it's up to you.
Yeah. Well, it was a phenomenal show this year. I want to personally just say on behalf of everybody at Do You Convert, thanks to everyone who works behind the scenes. We talk a lot of people who are on the stage or sharing this, but so many people that work behind the scenes at the putting on the education events, doing the committees all year round. Choosing the educational courses, making sure Sales Central is working properly. The internet, the nationals, putting that on. Big shout out to everybody. We could sit here and name for days, but we just want to say thank you for allowing us to participate in something that is so amazing. It really is amazing. This happens every year. I've been going for 14 years. I tallied up. And that, first of all, makes me feel extremely old. Second of all, you just forget that it takes so much work. So big shout out. Everybody else, give a big shout out to the people that helping put this on. We really enjoyed it. Okay. Anything for people who haven't attended and they're thinking about it for next year? What is your suggestion, encouragement, Jen? What would you say for next year when it's in Orlando, Florida?
Oh, try to stay as close to the convention center as possible because traffic can be a little hard to navigate. I will say that. Definitely go. Like if you have the opportunity, if you have always wanted to go, don't be afraid to ask your leadership organization, like, hey, I want to go. I mean, the education alone, just being exposed to so many different amazing people in our industry is reason to go. And if you've never been, absolutely, you should definitely attend.
Kevin, what about you?
You got to dive in and go for the first time because it's overwhelming. And it's not really until your second time where you can really start fully absorbing what's going on, especially the second time in the same locale. So it's my 12th year and I still like, where's the central hall and how do I get there? And where's the books? It's massive. And then don't be surprised when you get hooked. So Andy Gottsman, I know, he went on scholarship last year for the first time. And he's back again as a speaker immediately. And he's kind of like, I'm going to be coming here. It's just what I do now. So you've got to just make the plunge. And I would even say it's a big enough investment in your own career that if for some reason your company doesn't want to invest in it, it is worth at least saying, hey, can I pay travel? Can I jump in on this with you? Because it's investment in yourself.
Yeah.
And your company will benefit too, but you'll benefit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what I would say is when you go, you'll see that our industry is amazing, that the people make our industry amazing, right?
Yeah.
And it takes networking. And the key part of that word is work, right? Don't go there and just like float around, because you can get lost and you can hide in your hotel if you want.
Right.
But if you get out there and network and hang out with people and meet people and introduce yourself to people, amazing things start happening. So definitely want to encourage you to come next year. It was great seeing everybody there this year again. And a big shout out to our team, Jen, Andrew, and Kevin. They did a great job. Thais, you did an amazing job. And we will see everybody next year at the Builder Show. We'll be there with bells on and water bottles. Yes? Water bottles, everybody. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. We really enjoy it. Jen, good to see you. Kevin, good to see you
guys.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
See ya.